It was an ordinary hostel room at college. Emily and her friends were studying for their exams. The subtle noise of pages being flipped and pens scribbling was all that could be heard. Then, out of the blue, someone asked, "Anyone hungry?" "Noodle time," another friend shouted, and within no time the study session turned into a fun gathering to make noodles. While preparing the noodles, one of Emily's friends picked up the packet and read, "Air-fried." Sounds healthier, but what does that mean? Now, all of them were puzzled. How do simple flour and water transform into those perfectly curled, crispy noodles? Emily grabbed her phone and typed, "How are instant air-fried noodles made in the factory?" But before we dive into this noodle saga, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. First, let's take a look at the incredible machine that produces millions of packets of fried instant noodles every day. Fried noodles are still the most popular option for instant cup or bowl noodles, but there has been a shift recently. As diet and health concerns increase, air-fried noodles are becoming more and more popular. However, compared to their deep-fried counterparts, these air-fried noodles require a little more time to prepare with hot water. Higher temperatures during the drying process quickly heat the noodles, which causes the moisture within to evaporate rapidly. Because of this process, the noodles become microporous, and these microscopic holes are essential because they let the hot water seep through and cook the noodles more evenly. Interestingly, only bowl noodles can be made into air-fried instant noodles. Why? Well, the noodles need to be flat for the heated air to penetrate them properly, which is something that the usual cup noodle shape just doesn't allow. Let's dive into the process. That simple block of noodles is the outcome of an intriguing production process in instant noodle factories. The first steps include mixing and kneading. Tons of wheat flour and water are poured into huge industrial mixers, where they are carefully mixed and processed. When the dough is kneaded with precisely the correct amount of water at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, something magical happens. As it starts to take shape, the dough develops the elastic texture that will give the noodles their perfect bite. But it's more than just water and flour. In order to achieve the ideal texture and flavor, the recipe additionally calls for salt, occasionally eggs, and a few special ingredients. The dough is allowed to rest after it has been kneaded. This resting time is important because it allows the gluten to relax, making the dough more flexible. Achieving the perfect moisture balance is crucial for noodles to maintain their texture and shape. This starts with carefully balanced ingredients that create a smooth, elastic dough, ready for transformation. Industrial mixers blend everything into a uniform, elastic mixture at just the right temperature. The mechanical kneading process ensures the dough achieves the ideal consistency, preparing it for the next step in the process. The next step is cutting and shaping. Making those incredibly curled noodles that we all love is to roll the dough into incredibly thin sheets that are only 1 to 2 millimeters thick. Modern cutting devices take over, guaranteeing that every noodle is perfectly sliced and has uniform proportions. This laser-guided equipment ensures that there is no margin for error because each strand has the same weight and shape. After the dough is perfect, it passes through a number of rollers and undergoes a transformation. The dough is larger than your arm at first, but it flattens into a delicate sheet and gradually gets thinner than rice paper. This procedure is essential for creating the noodle's unique texture, in addition to ensuring the proper thickness. As the dough moves through the rolling process, the gluten in the flour is developed, giving the noodles their characteristic elasticity and satisfying chewiness. As the dough passes through the rollers, it is continuously stretched and thinned until it reaches the perfect thickness for instant noodles. However, the magic doesn't end there. After that, this paper-thin dough sheet goes into cutting machines to start transforming into noodles. Cutting machines with movable blades cut the dough into precisely the right length and width of strands. The blade settings can be adjusted to create various shapes and sizes, no matter the thickness, shape, or whether the noodles are curved or straight. This is an important step since it gives the noodles their unique character. The next important stage is steaming and cooking. The freshly cut noodles are now carefully separated and gathered on trays or conveyors to guarantee that they are intact for the following procedures. A thin layer of starch is placed to act as a barrier to keep them from sticking together. This starch is gelatinized through a steam treatment, giving the noodles a solid and unified structure. However, these noodles are still too soft and moist to be kept for an extended period of time. To address this, they are put through a thorough steam cooking procedure, where high temperatures do their magic. This important step not only reduces moisture, but also improves the flavor and texture of the noodles. Steaming not only cooks the noodles, but also gets them ready for the next step. It lays the groundwork for the dehydration process by strengthening their structure, turning flexible, soft dough strands into sturdy, shelf-stable noodles that are prepared for packaging. Twist. Are you craving that crispy, rich flavor of fried noodles, but worried about the oil? Here's the twist. Air frying creates noodles that boast the same irresistible crunch and savory taste of fried noodles, but with only a fraction of the oil. This game-changing technique carefully controls temperature, airflow, and timing to give you the perfect crispiness, minus the excess oil. After that, the steamed noodles are placed in special retainers and exposed to high-speed air streams of 30 to 70 meters per second. The hot air, blown from above and below, rapidly dries and stretches the noodles, shaping their distinctive texture. With temperatures between 120 and 160 degrees Celsius for 13 to 15 minutes, this regulated setting guarantees consistent drying and swelling, producing the ideal noodle block. Here's something you might not expect. The key to achieving perfectly air-fried noodles lies in this crucial trick. Any guesses? Halfway through the cooking process, flip the noodles or give them a light spray of oil. If you skip this step, you might end up with noodles that are, well, let's just say, not quite perfect. The noodles literally take a cold dip after they are fried. To avoid sogginess, they are washed with cold water to quickly end the cooking process. This chilling step also reduces their temperature and makes sure the noodles are firm. Next, the noodles are drained to get rid of any excess water before they go through a precise drying process. No matter if it's hot air treatment or air drying, the goal stays the same: to eliminate any residual moisture without compromising the quality of the noodles. Air drying allows moisture to gradually evaporate in well-ventilated areas, while hot air drying uses exact temperature and timing to achieve the same effect. Now, it's time to shape the noodles into their distinct forms. The noodles are placed into molds that give them their distinctive square or circular forms. This process turns the dough strands into the little, portable noodle blocks that we all know and love, ready to serve in a matter of minutes. But here's the real question. The noodle block is usually the same everywhere, isn't it? Then what distinguishes one brand from another? The seasonings and broth hold the key. They are the real stars, contributing to the unique flavor and irresistible character of every bowl. With flavors ranging from the traditional chicken flavor to strong and spicy sensations, instant noodle broths are a whole other universe. Large kettles that can hold millions of liters are used to make these broths. Proteins, spices, and aromatic components are cooked together to produce a thick, concentrated liquid. Then, this tasty mixture is dried, turning into the powdered seasonings we know and love. It's time for packaging, as soon as the seasonings and broths are prepared. But before packing, businesses go above and beyond with strict quality standards to guarantee that every packet of instant noodles arrives in perfect condition. These noodles are carefully examined before packing. Products undergo visual checks, strength tests, and, most importantly, sensory test. A team of expert tasters evaluates each batch of noodles and broths to make sure the highest flavor standards are met before they are ever shipped from the factory. Some companies have gone so far as to provide healthier versions, such as gluten-free, higher fiber, and lower sodium noodles. This development shows an attempt to meet consumers' ever-evolving demands while maintaining the core of instant noodles as a filling and speedy meal. The seasonings, powdered broth, and noodle blocks are all then carefully portioned into separate packets. This guarantees everything will remain fresh and ready for that special moment. These noodles, sealed and packaged, travel to stores all around the world, simply awaiting a splash of boiling water to make them come to life. The amazing process of transforming uncooked ingredients into a warm bowl of instant noodles is now complete, but the journey of food doesn't stop here. If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to love the one before it. Don't miss that out, and don't forget to like. And of course, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to keep exploring the fascinating world of food. Thanks for watching.